beautiful day. It's Monday, another day that sets the path for your week. How was your weekend? Hope you had a great weekend. So, this is Monday, and every Monday we talk about work, and today we are looking at the topic mastering your art. Mastering your art. This is today's live on Equa Television International, and we're so glad you could join us. On the set with me, I have engineer Tony J. Nakale. Good morning.
Happy to be here.
Good
Always.
morning. I have Christabel Atajan. Good morning. We're so glad to have you. Prudence, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, you seem so excited this morning.
I
I'm
have to be
wondering what
excited.
happened
Ah.
I will say
wondering
anything.
what-
Goodness, you are mouthy.
Exactly.
Okay, I will not say anything.
So the
again.
Lord was not good to you over the weekend.
No, the Lord was good, but her excitement is on another level.
She's celebrating
That is how
God's
it should
goodness.
be.
Oh wow, okay. All right.
Yes. So we're looking at mastering your art, and like I said, Christabel Atajan is a prominent person in the business of Adura Green Ventures. She has really broken grounds on that. We're so glad to have you once again, Christabel. Thank you. Thank you. So, mastering your art has to do with you getting hold of whatever it is you are doing. You having an idea. You don't just go in there blindly, but at least you have, the in and out of it. You know how to navigate your way through it. And then while going, you're learning more, and then you're making progress at the end of the day. And which makes me really curious. What inspired you to start that? It can be scary a lot of times. So what was your inspiration? What inspired you to start that? And what is the motivation that is keeping you in that? Starting is another thing, and then the motivation to keep you there. That's why a lot of people started, and today there's nowhere. It's as good as they never started anything at all. So what inspired you to start, and what is the motivation that is keeping you?
I think one of the
Let me
main
interrupt.
reason
Let me interrupt. Maybe before then, you give us a little background.
about drag
Yeah,
events.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
The longer you stay,
Adura.
the more money you pay.
Honestly.
so Adura Green Venture is all about we store grains, we do daily supply of grains. I think we've supplied to so many states that I cannot mention, and we have a walking shop at Faringada Market. So during harvest, we buy directly from farmers. I do not farm, but I buy directly from farmers and I store. Then we sell when it is out of season. And apart from that, we have a walking shop that customers do come to buy, and we supply nationwide.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the farthest you have supplied?
Cotonou.
Wow!
Oh, wow.
Yes.
From just here.
Yes, yes.
I was thinking it's just a Nigeria thing.
I jokingly said that because
I was actually
I know that
thinking
she
it
has
was
done. I saw her post recently. She was talking about Lagos.
Lagos, yeah.
Oh, you saw it
I
too.
saw that. Yes.
Okay. Oh, you know her too.
Not really.
People
but
know you. Since when did you blow like that? You have been blown for a long time.
So I wasn't missing words when I said she's prominent.
prominent. In fact, I think that she's just a role model to a lot of people. But we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we'll get to
yeah.
that.
So now back to the question. that you asked.
Yes. What inspired you, and what is that motivation that is keeping you?
Honestly, I think growing up, I just want to be able to take care of myself, because I hardly, or will I use the word, I do not like asking people to provide my needs. So I just want to have something going, something that will take care of my needs. Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Great.
So of all the businesses available, is food business.
I was actually going to say so.
Okay, so let me tell you the story behind it. My mom usually is into the business. She then, when before retiring, she do works at University of Jos. So because she's from Bokos and we harvest potatoes and acha, so she do bring it to supply to her colleagues and her senior staffs in the office. So that was how it began. That was how she started. So even when she retired, she started storage mainly. So I think that was what helped me. That was what made me be in line of the business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you had the background.
Yes, I had the background, honestly.
So what's sustaining you?
Yes, what is sustaining you?
I think the money.
Oh, this is wrong.
Yeah, but then aside the money, you know that I am more than sure that there's a lot of hard work in it.
No, there is actually.
Yes.
So if the
so-
money stops coming in now, you stop doing the business.
The money cannot stop coming because honestly, food item business.
While you talk about that, we're going to talk about your net worth.
No. So one thing about food item business is something that everyone must eat. The poor, the rich, no matter what
Yeah.
you do, at the end of the day, it's for the stomach. So it's something that it is lucrative. You must eat. So people will buy at the end of the day. Yes.
What would you consider to be the challenges that you face? Like not the big ones, but the ones that every day you must deal with.
Logistics.
Hmm.
Logistics, the hack and price, like today is another
Inflation.
thing. It's like in a minute, especially for vegetables, you can buy in the morning this price, in the next 2 minutes. Once the demand is high, the prices increase. So the prices is usually not stable, and then logistics. Yes.
So these are the things. But what about? Are you also in charge of? Are you also responsible for the haulage, like transporting this? I was going to say equipment. Transporting this.
That's his busy.
yeah.
That's his own area.
Like the food stuff and everything. Who is responsible for transporting them? When I buy them in Kaduna, for example, you are in Jos and I'm in Kaduna, are you the one sending them to me?
Okay, okay. For me to explain it more better, I think we just take it to the park. We have different parks here that goes to different states. I must not follow the items myself, but we just weigh bill.
Okay, so you
Yes.
okay. I thought you have your own vehicles that you
I
can.
do have a logistic car, but the logistic car is mainly for packing my own goods from the villages to my shop.
Okay.
Yes.
Apart from the other fine car that you drive, that we don't want to talk about on TV.
And then since
I was actually
you
going
you deal with foodstuff, both perishable and
Yes.
so when you're sending perishables to other states, who bears the cost of no, not the cost per se. Who bears the loss?
The
If
risk,
anything,
should there
yes,
be
the-
eventuality?
yes. Either it spoils on the road or something happens, accident or anything.
This girl is smart. Once she has sent it, she has said bye bye to you.
No.
Okay,
I
okay.
have customer relationships. So honestly, in every business, I believe there's risks, and there are some things that are beyond us to control. Do you understand? So most at times when we do have challenges like that, at times I send half of the money to the customer. I just send some items to the customer to compensate the customer. Do you understand? That's what I do most of the times.
So if I buy
Yes.
tomatoes from you now
Yes.
and the car spoils, what do I do by 2 days later when the car stops somewhere? Is that still your responsibility, or what do you do? What happens?
Okay, so most at times when we waybill item and then the car spoil, from the car company, they do send another car immediately
To just
to-
take
yes,
the
to-
goods and
yes,
transfer the goods to a different vehicle.
yes, to waybill them. And sometimes when the customer pick up the items and notice that there are some spoilage, what I do, like I said, if for example you bought a basket of tomatoes, I can send you half basket or
For free?
Yes, for free.
Okay.
For free.
So
because
if you can do that, why can't you dash me half basket for free? It's still, you are not losing anything. Are you losing?
no. Are you my customer?
Do you not know that I've bought stuff from you one time? Can you remember?
No, I'll send you.
No, but you gave one keke man a keke full of stuff to my house.
Oh, it's true.
See how rich people behave.
So you can share half a basket
When
for
you,
us.
when you are rich,
Remember
you
that.
forget small. Is it because I didn't buy one trailer?
All right, so
Actually, that was not for my house. Actually, I gave a few people in my. I identified a few people that were in need, and then I bought the stuff from her,
For them.
and that was the first time I dealt with her. And then she said they will bring it now. Honestly, it didn't take 30 minutes.
Wow.
I didn't even know it was Frenga that she was at then. It didn't take 30 minutes. Keke man was at the house. So I said I was not home. Somebody collect it, and then they collected it and shared it to the people appropriately. Everything. I think there was the rice that I bought for my dogs too that was inside that order. Everything came very sleek and fresh. So
Yeah.
that business, maybe if television business is folding, we should go to Faringada. Jamima, let's go to Faringada.
I was actually going to ask that. Do you pick out your goods, like hand pick your goods personally? Do you say you go to the farms, villages, and get from the farmers? So do you personally supervise these things yourself, or you have people who aid you?
Oh, okay. So when I started the business, it wasn't that big like now. So then I do travel myself to make sure I supervise everything. But with time, I have to employ workers. I cannot do the whole thing myself. So I have people traveling. If I can't travel, I have people traveling, and then I just supervise the packaging. I make sure I'm always available to supervise packaging. Do you understand?
Okay,
Yes.
Right. So quality is not. There's no compromise
No,
on
no,
quality.
there is not. There's
Okay.
not.
Then how do you deal with the competitiveness in the market? Either those that have been doing it alongside with you, or upcoming people that have just made headway in the market. How do you deal with that? Maybe losing your customers to others, or a lot?
I think one of the thing quality. I always go for quality, and to some extent because I buy directly from farmers. So no matter what, I do get it at an affordable price because I deal with farmers directly. So I go for quality. My customers will know that I do not compromise my items. I go for quality, and yeah, that's
In other words,
basically-
you have to be there to see what you are buying
yes,
in
I
the
have
village.
to. I have to.
Do you travel from Kaswa to Kaswa, like village day in Bokos, village day in Mango, village day in Panchin?
Yes, I've been to several. The villages I've been to, I cannot even mention. Sometimes I go to villages without network, good road. Do you understand? Just to make sure I go and get the best thing, and I make sure I measure it myself. I don't buy things based on okay, this is the back. I should just take it like that. I make sure I measure it and look for the best.
What is the, like, if someone wants to start a business like that, how much does he or she need to put in the money? Is it 6,000 naira, 7,000 naira?
Oh, I get that question a lot, but I always tell my students, because I organize class as well. So I always tell my students that before going into any business, there's no capital that is much, honestly. You can go with 100 million, 200, pending on your customers' base. Do you understand? Everybody starts from somewhere. So we do not have a specific price, a price tag for your capital when you're going into the business. But what you should be looking at is your customers' base. Where are you starting from? Do you own a shop? Or is just online? Or are you selling in the market or in your area? Do you understand? So that would determine your capital. If you're selling in the market, even if you bring 300 bags of rice, obviously it will go. But if it's
Okay, so if I want to ask a question that I'm not into buying and selling, but I'm just imagining, should there be 100 other girls from the plateau that have joined this business today? Would you feel threatened?
no, I know what I'm giving my customers. I have.
What if they are giving the
The
same
same
thing?
thing or more?
I just feel like everybody has his own grace. Let's start from there.
We are more church than you, believe us. So you don't want to go there with us. We are more churchy than you. I'm just looking at the in terms of supply and demand,
Mm.
should there be 100 other young people, both genders, coming into want to go into the same business? Today, Mutfwang just wakes up and he says, Mutfwang is the governor of Plateau State, in case you are wondering. Mutfwang wakes up to say, we are giving 100 youths on the plateau 2 million, which is 200 million, to start the same business that Adura Green, is it Grains?
Yes.
Grain Ventures is doing. How will you feel like? Because Mutfwang knows you are a millionaire, so he wouldn't give you. So he will give other people that.
Honestly, I will feel some type of way, but like I said, I have a shop in the market. Do you understand? So even if I spend like a whole week without supplying to other states, people do come to the shop to buy. And again, if you have a shop in Faringada market, 10 people can be selling rice. 50 people can be selling tomatoes in the market, but there's just somebody that will buy.
Wouldn't there be a decline in your income?
Yes.
There should, but
You don't care.
We walk around that, right?
The feeling of being threatened is not there.
One thing I know is that you are not into this thing on a small scale. That's one thing I know, because when I was talking with a friend of mine who has done you a very huge supply one time, he told me that he was looking for, I think, 100 bags of rice, and he just called her immediately, and she supplied it the next morning, and they are from the same local government. So I know that she's into this thing on a very, very large scale. I'm just thinking, because every business has its successes, especially in terms of storytelling, and then it has its moments of tears as well. Recently I was somewhere and someone was saying, one bag of potato is now 160,000 naira. And then they are saying, where will poor man see money to eat food, blah blah blah. And me, I was thinking in my mind, I said, Your Excellency, if you export 1,000 bags at 160,000 out of Plateau State, that is 1.6 billion naira. So you see, even if we have 100 people added to her business, except if she stops being strategic. But if you know your strategies, like some people say, you know your onions. If you know your strategy well, I don't think, and okay, look at the business that we all do. This POS business. Everybody's saying, they are not, is everywhere. But you still have newer shops coming up every day. That means there is something in it. It doesn't matter how much. If you look at the population of a nation and you look at the supply of what is in demand every day, I sound like a very good economist, but I don't know jack about it. I'm just saying layman terms now. If layman's terms now, if you look at the supply, like bread, we eat bread in Nigeria like black Americans. We eat bread. So the supply of bread in Nigeria can never ever. Do you know that there is a bread that you see when you are eating it in Jos? When you are full, that's where you start reading the label. You see that the bread was made in Bauchi. It was baked in Bauchi. Wow. So they bring it every day. I bought a bread in Bauchi that was baked in Gombe. Do you understand? And then I have bought a bread in Gombe that came from Maiduguri. You check this label, you see all of these things. So food business, I may not be into it, but food business is a lucrative business for the simple reason, like she said, everybody eats.
And I think that I saw something from what she said, especially when she was asked about how she, if more people were in that business, how she would forge ahead. It was the confidence to which she said she will still be afloat. That's one thing I think, if in mastering your art, that is one key thing. Wherever you're finding yourself, it is the confidence you have in what you're doing, and how you know that whether challenges come or not, and when they do come, you'll be able to maneuver your way through and just find you still keep floating.
True.
Yeah, and you wouldn't sink, and that's what I like about what her confidence in her business. It's as I said earlier on, she's a mentor.
And because you know,
Okay, say your own. My own is big, so say your own before I say
a
that.
lot of times you find people being threatened because of the way they started the business. Probably 3 of you are doing the same thing and you're cashing out. And I feel, wow, I need to also do this to cash out. So by the time many others join in, I will feel threatened because of the reason why I started that business. But you started it because that was what you wanted. You're putting in the work. You said you go to villages that you don't even remember the names. And you some of them don't have networks. It means you're going far and near to get what will be befitting for your customers. So even if 1 million others start this whole thing, you don't feel threatened at all. So if your motive for starting that is not good, then at the end of the day, even if no one starts, you still feel threatened.
And sometimes a mistake that these government officials make is that you see these small scale businesses, nobody jokes with them in the whole world over, because these are the businesses that keep the economy of your country, not the big factories. Now, a governor wants to do an empowerment program, and then he says, go to each local government and share 500 million. And then people are just graduating and they are desiring to go into such businesses. They will fail. You know why? Because you grow into things. I will never stop saying that. You grow into things. If you meet somebody that has been a photographer for 15 years, if you give him 100,000 naira to put to his business, madam, he can give you 1 million naira more in 2-3 months time. But if you give 1 million to somebody that just graduated, who just learned about these things in school, theory, you know, in University of Nigeria, in Nigeria University, it's theory. They will put it, it will come out of this ear, they will force it back like that. It's theory. So when you are out, you think you know the job, and then they give you 5 million as empowerment. Do you know what you do? You will invest in equipment. That's the first thing you will do. And then after the investment, you will not know what to do with the equipment. If you look at JOS, for instance, there are countable, you cannot, uncountable photographers, but you cannot see up to 15 whose names are making rings.
Yes.
You see like 5 to 6 that are trending. Why? Meanwhile, you have others. They didn't just go into the profession of photography. They took the business of photography into the profession as well. It's lacking. It's lacking. Poverty, every Monday we talk about work on today's life. And then maybe when you have relationship issues, we can talk about it on Wednesday, because we talk relationship on Wednesday too.
Honestly.
Jemima, you know what I'm thinking? If you count 1 million people in the world from all over the continents that we have, and you took the money of the richest man in the world and you gave to these poor people, these poor 1 million people, you would think that they will make anything good out of themselves. The man now is assumed to be broke because all the money he has have been given to the poor people, 1 million of them in the whole world over. Do you know that 6 months later, these people will be poor and this man will be richer?
100%.
He will come back, because wealth is not what you have, is who you are.
Yes.
Because who you are gives birth to money. Because when we say wealth, we are not talking about money. Wealth, we are talking about money. We'll be saying finances. But wealth is every ramification. You have to be healthy.
Yes.
Because it's a total package. So it has nothing to do with what you have. It has everything to do with who you are. And this brings me to the question that I said I was going to ask her, which I think is big. Today, I know your business is worth millions. But today, if you have 1 billion given to you, either World Bank or Bank of Industry or Bank of Agriculture, or have you ever collected loan?
No.
Okay, you are rich enough. So either of these people, or our dear Governor Mutfwang gives you 1 billion.
You should watch this part.
So
She said he should watch this part.
Governor Mutfwang is a fan of Ekwa television. He has been here more than you. So
Don't be shocked.
he has been here more than you. Even if he's not watching, somebody will send it to him. Let's say that Governor Mutfwang gives you 1 billion today. What will you do with that 1 billion? And how many people would be beneficiaries of that 1 billion indirectly from you?
Okay, so I think the last 2 years.
I think I want to hear you louder. I have interest.
The last 2 years, what I've been dreaming about. Honestly, I wrote some things down. I wrote how my staffs will, the uniform, everything, how my company will be is rice factory. I honestly would love to own a rice factory where I can mill my rice, process, package, and everything. So the first thing I will do with my 1 billion is
To go to China.
No. I'm not going to China. I think I'm okay to get the materials. Yeah,
The machines.
But I'm going to get a rice factory, and I would love to get it around Faringada Market. Yes, because if you look around, we do not have a rice factory at Faringada.
Do we have on the plateau?
Yes, we do. At
How many?
Kathako, we have Kathako. This I cannot.
There are plenty.
Yeah, for now. But at Faringada Market, no, people buy rice from Faringada and still take it. My rice that I usually package during December, I take it to Tudunwada.
Samira rice, something like that.
Jamila.
Okay. Is that your rice?
No, it's not my rice, but
It's a type of rice.
it's
Okay,
just
okay,
Jamila
okay.
and Faro.
Okay.
I take it to Tudunwada from Faringada, so I can imagine how many people will leave Faringada and some places to take it to that distance just to
Yes.
destone and polish. And again, I do not want to have just the stoning machine. I would want to have the complete machine because it's that expensive. I would want to get the sorter, the everything.
How
to
much is
process
that?
the rice.
Everything.
I think as of last year, that I was checking online to see if my account can do something. The smallest machine that's for the stoning. I saw 1 point. It's very small. That's the small one. It's like 1.5, 1.8. But we have
Dollars or
machines.
naira?
Million. 1
Naira
point,
or
yes.
dollars?
No, naira.
1 point?
Yes.
Is it that cheap?
It is.
It is. That's Nigeria.
And she said the smallest.
I said the smallest. The
I can
smallest
start.
one.
I can borrow money from Goans and start it. Right?
Right, the stoning part.
Let me not sound like I have 1 million. I can borrow money from Goans and go and start this. But the big ones, like the big
I've
ones,
seen,
factory
like,
standard.
10 million. I've seen like if you would want to buy the standard machine
Yes.
that will process rice and
One
I've seen-
machine will
yes.
do all these things.
no, just
Don't you have one that can do all these things?
I've not seen that.
China should have it. Maybe you have
Yeah.
not browsed it.
I have
China
not-
makes everything.
Okay,
It's
I've not-
possible.
That's
You
like
can
a
see one.
multi-purpose.
You can see one. I am just thinking because I know how technology is, and this technology is meant to simplify.
Instead of doing this here,
yeah,
doing another,
you can
doing
pour
another, you just do.
the
Yes.
raw
Ra-
rice.
They may
Yes.
just be in different segments.
Yes, it will take
Once
it
it's done
there,
with
remove
it
this, take
moves,
this one, and
then
pack it,
bring
and even
out.
bag it maybe.
Honestly,
Okay.
we should.
I've
They
not-
should have done it.
I haven't.
So, like, if that business that you are saying, how much will it cost you total? Are you an Equa member? Why are we promoting you on Equa television? But you see, if you are an Equa member now, I would have taken you to the Commissioner of Agriculture because he's a very good friend of mine.
Are you
He's an
sure or
Equa
not?
member, and
Just-
he's an
just
Equa
take
member.
me.
You know, I'm sure you know him.
Take me with you.
You know, because I think that if our state governors will start looking at people like you, I'm not even talking about Plateau only.
Yeah.
Every state you go to, you identify people that are like this. They can become the Dangotes of your state tomorrow. Yes, they can. Because right now, as I'm listening to you,
Yeah.
I don't have to be a governor to have interest in what you are doing.
Yes.
If I have the resources, I should call you and talk, because
Yes.
that's how people talk all over the
Yes,
world.
yes.
I have the money, you have the idea. What do?
Yes.
We just bring an accounting firm, contract them to check our money and make sure our money is cooling well, and then we look for an administration firm. Let them come and administer and just make sure we have a proper administrative procedures for the company, and then you will be the brain behind the company, and I will be the financier, and then we agree. Any bag of rice we sell, don't play with my 3,000 naira. Period. If you have 1,000 bags, you have 3 million naira. It's that easy. Because people just hear about businesses and then they take money into it and they don't understand what is the whole thing about the business. And then they come back and say, that's how I invested in M&M. You remember one thing that came one time? M&M, something like that. One financial business that people put money into, and the thing, now came, and a lot of people were victims of that M&M. And then that was how it went. So you are saying, from what you are saying now, you don't need up to 100 million to do that.
True.
And I took it as far as 1 billion. And you don't need 100 million to do that. And how many do you think we have on the plateau, the one that is up to that 100 million? How many?
How many what?
How many of these factories do you think we have on the plateau? The types that are up to that 100
I do not
million?
even. Okay, so all the factory I've been to, honestly, is I do not even see anyone that is of the standard I'm thinking
That
about.
you want to go, but how much did they spend? Give us
I
a
think
ballpark.
10. I know someone that spent 10. I know someone that spent, because his factory has been there. So I think the one at Kathako, I would want to believe that, because how many machines do they have? Like 5? 5M.
They want 1 million type.
Yes. And they bought it. The factory has been in existence since. So I can imagine how much they bought the machine then.
And how much they are making now.
And how
If
much
somebody
they are
has
making
3
now.
children, you can sell one and buy this thing. When you make the money, you go and collect your child back. Isn't that? Zemima,
Honestly, this
It's
just
true.
reminded me like,
Zemima,
last week I
Nathan.
saw something.
I hope your father is not watching this show.
If he come for you, you will just hear that he's no longer GM.
If I will not be GM, that would be easy now. Say if I will not be GM, I'll be walking around the street. If they go and hide me somewhere, it's a problem. But truly, I don't think when people shout poverty, 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 you see what I said earlier? Poverty is who you are.
True.
It's who you are. It has a lot to do with what you think. Because on the plateau, you think there are people that cannot put 50 million in 5 places. You can. You can. You can bag this rice, and even if it's consumed on the plateau only, you make your money. Just make sure it is cheaper than this foreign one. So if you do your own on the plateau, it's not foreign.
It is Nigeria. It's called
Nigerian
rice.
rice.
Okay.
And
Which is
people-
sweeter than the foreign.
Yes.
So why?
Yes.
It's just short. Why do they have problem with height?
We still have long greens.
They are long ones.
We have
Yeah.
long
Long
greens.
ones.
That's Pharaoh. We have
That's the only problem I have. When I see rice short, I start feeling it to taste like it looks.
And if someone is there to hear her ideas and has the finances, he won't even blink an eye.
Like
You
me
would
now, I'm
want to-
thinking of what to do with her. at the
But
end
when
of
you
the show.
approach someone and you are saying, okay, if you get this amount, what will you do? And the person is going, well, can I get back to you? You
No, you are not ready.
No, yes,
That question of 1 billion, put it to me.
you are
You
obviously
know that 1
not,
billion is a small
you are
money.
obviously not ready at that point in
But you
time.
know
So
something, Jemima?
whether you can afford that or not, it's good you have your ideas, because
There
you
are
don't
people
know.
that don't even know what
they
first of all
want
to do. I met a group of young people, and then they came up with a very brilliant idea for the entertainment industry. So when we sat, this was like almost 10, 15 years ago. So when we sat and started talking, they were like, they needed 7 million to do it. I was like, wow. So what is this idea? And then they started talking. They want to do this. They want to do that. They want to do this. At the end, Jemima, all of them are in Lagos now. They are not known, but they are making it, and they have not come back to Abuja where I met them. At the end, I noticed it was, I think, 1.8 million that they needed then, not 7
Not
point
7
something. Yes,
million.
because in the 7 point something, they even said they are buying 2 cars of 1.5 because you need to look presentable. They are buying clothes of 200,000. You need to go and look presentable when you are talking. Nobody has time for that. People want to hear what you have, not what you are wearing. Because you can wear something that makes you look like Uncle Michael Jackson, and yet you are talking like you're one man from Buji land. Where is Joyce Jakada?
It's not on this set.
I'm sure she's watching.
She's watching.
Joyce, I still love you wherever you are. And you come and talk like somebody that's never entered a classroom in his life. But you know what? The people who have these ideas are the quietest people because they don't shout. They are just waiting. Let that money come. Because when opportunity meets great ideas, oh no, what are we talking about opportunity? What do we mean when we say opportunity? Look at this woman here. Are you married? Look at this lady here. When she meets an opportunity to sit with someone that can push her. Because for me, all the activities of government, 90% of them are centered around spending money. If you check all the projects that go, I'm not talking about Plateau, I'm talking including the federal government. Everything they are doing, it is just to spend money. You don't bring ideas that will give you back money because you are relying on oil. If you go and count all the ideas that you see government launching every day, it's capital intensive. You keep pumping money. All these commissions that we have, they have allocated budgets to them monthly to sustain them every month. But what we are not thinking is, how much are we making from these agencies and these commissions? We are not thinking of that. So we have to come back to start identifying people like Christabel. People like Christabel. We have to identify them and say, look, if these people can have 20 million each, not loan, grant. Not loan, grants. If you can identify how many local governments you have in your state, in the area of agriculture, you identify these people. People that are already making it in the business, not people that you give them, they will go and buy cars and a car and cloth so that they will look presentable. Who are you presenting to? Have you seen this lady on Facebook before? She looks like a motherless child. You see her wearing, she has one red sweater that she will tie here and be going up and down, and she'll be dancing to ungodly songs. And then I'm joking. You need to catch fun while you walk. But I'm just saying, if we can start thinking in that direction, when you are done, that 20 million naira that you have given as a grant, you are thinking that you have wasted money. No. Let me tell you the benefits therein. Your people in the state will buy the product at a subsidized rate. There is no poverty, there is no palliative than that. At least that 20 million will employ at least 5 people. 20 times 5. You see, you have taken 25 people off the unemployment stand. And as you continue the business and it flourishes, you have to add members of staff. Because when the business grows, 5 people cannot work. I don't know, this thing is not rocket science. But it's just the way we think. You don't give them this, you give them with plan. And you tell them, this is what we intend to see. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Some states, you see them doing that. And then they make sure how you spend the money is monitored, even though it's a grant. There are people you give 20 million today. 3 months later, they have given you back your 20 million.
With profit.
With profit. No, you will not even look for profit. At least if you don't have shame as a governor, look for profit. Because all this money that comes to the state, if you bury the money on road construction, on this, on that, that is it. You don't make money. In Nigeria, we don't toll roads. So when you do that, the money is gone. You would think I have provided good access road to these people. In the next 5-10 years, that road will be bad. Look at Abuja-Kefi Expressway. Are we not going back to fixing it already? Roads like that are supposed to last at least 30 years.
Yes.
Obasanjo was president when he gave Setraco that contract. It's not up to 30 years now. It's close to. It's not up to. But we are redoing that road now. So you see what I'm saying is we keep spending. whatever government does, you should expect money from. That is what everybody does in the whole world. Where we are shouting, we want to go and work, we want to go and work, we want to japa. That is how their system is. When you japa, you work for government. Everything you make is going back to government. Go to Europe today. From your salary, they are deducting directly from your trade, your transportation. They are deducting directly from your health insurance. They are deducting directly from your water bills. They are deducting directly for your house rent. They are deducting from your light bills. They are deducting for your phone bills. Everything. You will be bragging that your salary is £3,000 in a month, in a week. When it comes in, it's like 700, 800 after all the deductions. So who are you working for?
Exactly.
Our system must change. That's just what I'm trying to say. We need to start looking at, why are we eating rice from China? I'm just coming back from a journey, and it's rainy season in Nigeria. You see farmlands, you see people farming. And then these people are wishing that they have the capacity to farm 10 times what they are farming today. But they don't have it. They don't have the capacity. So what is government doing?
True. There's just a whole lot of change that needs to work into our mindset, our governance, and every being of us. If we have more people with mindsets like Christabel, I think that we would go places. And if we also had a government that is supporting to people like that, it would just be, I don't know, Nigeria would... okay, Nigeria is already on the map, but...
She's also,
my
into business.
Yes, and then there was something you said earlier on. You said you train people.
Yeah,
So with your up and down, traveling here and there, how
does she get the time right? I was going to ask that.
Or you fix your appointment based on your availability.
yes. So I think my last class was 1st June, and then it's like once or twice in a year. I fix before harvest, so that you have an idea. If you still want to venture into the business, it's fine. So it's once or twice in a year.
Okay, so you have the class
It's just
for
it's an online class.
Okay,
Sorry, it's an
okay,
online
okay.
class. So it's
because I was wondering how a
it's
physical
an-
class.
no, it's an online class.
Okay,
It's an online
okay.
class.
And then how do you deal with expansion? This was not how you started the business. You're in a different place altogether. And you mentioned earlier on that you've not collected any loan before. So how do you deal with expansion? Based on your profit, you expand?
My profit, yes. I save. If I know everybody is familiar with something we call adashi. Yes, so most at times I do that, and I think it's just planning. By the end of June, rice will be on ground, so I have to start saving for towards that. Yes, so I think is planning. You plan and you adapt to the change.
So where you have, sorry Prudence, you wanted to, I heard that breath. When I see you up and about online, what time do you wake up to start your day?
Honestly, it's not easy because I sleep very late. When I'm done with the market and everything, with supplies and everything, I go back home and I start thinking the next day order. And Lagos people, if you're watching this, please, you guys should be sleeping on time. It's like they don't sleep on time.
No, they don't sleep.
They don't
In
sleep
Lagos,
on-
they
they
start
don't sleep.
business late,
Yes,
but they finish late.
because honestly,
If you are hoping to buy something 7, it's not Lagos or 8. No, yes, honestly. But you can go to
But can't they take shifts?
you can go to Jamima. There is a place I will take you in Lagos, 3 a.m. They are still sorting rice to put in the fire, and people will eat it.
yeah.
And in that same place, you can still come and meet them around 5 a.m. I don't know how they do it.
So you are saying, what time do you wake up? What time do you wake up in the morning to start your
I
day?
wake up around to 6 past 5. I do wake up by that time, even if I do not want to wake up.
You
I
have
don't
to
know
wake
how
up.
I do it, but I will just wake up.
Does
by
that
So what time
involve
do you-
days that you take goods to the park for way billing?
Yes.
Oh, that's your everyday life.
That's my everyday life. I sleep very late, sometimes 1, because I would have to take the next day order. Sometimes
Okay, you sleep 1 a.m.
yes,
and then you wake up 5 a.m.
yes, honestly, I
2,
do
3,
that.
4, 5. So like 4 hours sleep.
4 to
It's
5
not-
Do you
thereabouts.
have a man in your life? Okay, let's maybe that's too much information for the people watching. But have you ever been in a love relationship?
I have, honestly.
What was it like?
I think my last.
Sorry, brother Daniel. We are discussing you on TV. But was his name Daniel? Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
I think my last breakup is because I do not have time. And he jokingly said, my boy that works for me, he's one of them is Najib. He'd be like, you end up marrying Najib. I'm like, okay.
Okay,
So-
the boy working for you that you end up marrying.
They are both busy all the time.
Because
but-
I do not have time, honestly.
Okay, and you see, when you have women like this, it's difficult. But she doesn't look like a relationship is tripping her because she wants to get to the money, every day. But if you want to marry a man, what kind of man would you want to have?
I thought he said Wednesday she can come around.
No,
So
let's
that we get
let's start so that
deeper-rooted
let's start so
questions.
that people can see if they want to watch her on Wednesday or not. So if you want to have a relationship, what kind of man do you think you want?
So I think
that can-
apart from God's fearing that everybody pray for, you should just have
That one
something
is by
doing,
default.
something legit doing that is bringing food to his table. I think that's it, and you should better not
what
be
kind of
staying.
food?
Eh?
Eba or
Money.
spaghetti?
No, some.
Food to the table. Food is food, though.
You should have something that you can offer.
So
That's
if
it.
you meet somebody that is as busy as you are, what do you think the chances
Will it come
of
from a
raising
place
kids
of
and
we
all of that?
understand?
Okay, so
you need an ideal
lately I've been getting so much advice that I should take break. I should.
Don't listen to these people. I'm telling you. The Bible says a little sleep, a little slumber. Poverty sets upon you.
honestly. But I just feel like I'm not where I would want to be, because if I reach that stage, you don't even need to. You already have workers. You already have. You fix things that you don't even need to go
Are you
there
up to 40
physically.
yet?
No, I'm my early 20s.
Early 20s. You should not be, in the next 10 years, you should not be talking about this thing now. When you become a Dangote, we should see.
Honestly. So I think I'll be waiting with bated breath.
But I
to
have,
hear
I
her
have
name
some
more.
brothers. You see, I have some brothers here that are working. They love the Lord. They fear Him to an extent.
No, I think the person should be earning more than me, so that respect.
What do you mean? We don't pay well here. Or what do you mean? Can you imagine?
Okay, and
Why
that
do
bas-
people dislike people working in church? Why do you think we don't have money? No, why do you think so?
It's our money that is offering. I don't
No,
know.
we don't.
offering?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this show. Somebody has insulted us on TV.
Okay, there was something you said.
Yeah.
Are there people you trust that can handle this for you, just in case you're not available at any point in time?
Believe
Yes,
me, right
you do.
now-
You
right
do
now
your
she's
best.
thinking of her money in
You,
Faringada.
you
Why
do.
she's here?
You do your best to always be there, but then you can't say always. Anything can come up. Are there people that you can confidently just handle this business to, and then probably health issues or something else
Or
takes
go
you
away
away?
and do something
So
else.
Yes.
I think over time, then I just want to manage everything. But with time, I understand that no matter how strict you are, somebody must benefit from you. Do you understand? So if I bring a bag of rice, assuming I buy a bag of rice in the shop, I already know that this bag, I bought it. I already know that this bag after sales, I'm supposed to get 160,000 in it. So the calculation is very simple. If there's 10 bags of rice, I already know this bag.
1.6 million.
And
Are you sure you won't?
No, I have a lot to discuss with her after the show. I'm telling you.
So I do not care if you're really eating me up, but I do not want you to tamper with my capital and profit. Do you understand? So, because sometimes you can sell rice and you get your money back. At times you can get more than that. Do you understand? Depends on how you measure and how you package. Do you understand? But my workers, I'll just tell them, this rice, this bag of rice, I'm expecting this. So I do not want to get lesser than this. So if I'm getting lesser than that, I should have a better explanation. Okay, you gave this one on credit or something happened. Do you understand? So that's how I manage it.
So there are certain people you give on credit. Probably a customer that is always coming back.
Yes. If he's buying,
Have some of them
If-
failed you?
some of them have. I think I have one customer now. Sorry, I'm not mentioning names, but she sells to workers, and after end of the month, they give her money back. But I think
They
for the
gave her,
last,
she didn't give you.
no, she has been complaining that you know how the economy is. Your salary is not even so she has
Must
been
they buy
complaining
rice?
that.
Let them buy Gary now.
I
It's-
know,
The
they-
economy is telling. Okay, so now if we want you to be giving our staff food, then we pay you at the end of the month. If we get offering, will you accept?
Oh, no, I
Because you
take
tell us
half
we are living-
payment.
eh?
I take
It's
half
awful.
payment. If
Okay.
you're collecting on credit, you need to give me half payment. If it's 100,000, you give 50, 160, so that you know, because I have to keep buying and all. So that's how it works.
Okay, so there are other people, young people like you. Just imagine he asked if you're close to 40 and you you
She
scared
surprised
us
me. She-
with your
She slashed it.
so there are people that as young as you are or way older than you that have been so scared to do one thing or the other out there. What's that advice you want to give to them based on your experiences, your challenges, your progresses and all of that? What would you say to them?
Look at that camera.
Oh, okay. So the one thing I preach to my student is consistency. Consistency, no matter how hard it is. I told them that before they start this business, I've spent like more than 6 months when I started without getting customers or profit. I think I was just doing it to create awareness. This is what I do. So for every business person that would want to, go into especially food item business, I think for the first 3 to 6 months, profit should not be what
Your
you're aiming
goal.
for, but consistency. Over time, you keep rubbing it on people's face. This is what I do. This is what I do. Patronize me. You don't get tired. And when people see your hard work and see the consistency, you don't even need to say it again. People will definitely patronize you. Do you understand? So consistency for anything you want to start up, consistency. Just be consistent.
And just like you have said, they need to show your presence. You have to constantly tell people
This
what
is
you're
what
doing.
I do.
It's not about they know I am doing it. You have to always tell them.
Yes, my last class, I told my student that you cannot say you want to go into food item business. I'm posting rice tomorrow. I'm posting hair. You're confusing people. Like, what are you doing? What are you selling? Do you understand? Just pick a part and be consistent about it. I'm selling rice. I'm selling food items. So this is what I'm selling. Everybody should know you. Over time, if you want to invest in some business, it's fine. You can even do that low key. Do you understand? But let people know you with something. Okay, this person sells grain. I know her. This is what she does. Do you understand? Over time, I have some investment that people don't know me with, but everybody that would want to talk about Christabel would first talk about Adura Green Venture. Do you understand? So that's just the advice.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We were really enlightened, encouraged, and we laughed a lot. Thank you, Engineer Tony J.
I'm happy to
Nakali.
be
Thank
here.
you, Christabel.
Thank you.
Prudence, thank you.
Always
I am sure you need no other arguments because Adura Green Ventures is here to stay and she has enlightened us. She has told us a lot that we need to know, even more than we need to know. Are you out there looking out to start something? Please go on and start it. Have you started and failed? Stand up and start all over again. You can do this if you want to do it. You need to master your art. Thank you so much. We'll come your way tomorrow again with another great topic. Have a great day. Bye.